I just got done reading one of the most bizarre stories I think I've ever read. News article. But you know something? I agree with what they have to say in the article. I will provide a link to it. The title is South Carolina Lawmaker Wants to Separate Currency for State. A South Carolina state politician wants the state to develop its own gold and silver based currency in case the Federal Reserve collapses and hyperinflation ensues. If folks lose faith in the dollar, we need to have some kind of backup, State Senator Lee Bright told the Spartanburg Herald Journal's Stephen Largan. His bill asks a committee to look into the development of state currency, citing the Constitution and Supreme Court precedents to prove the bill's legality. Slate's Ann Lowry tracks down similar bills in Georgia and Virginia and points out that the legislation reflects a larger trend of state politicians wading into monetary policy. A bill in Georgia would require all debts in the state be paid in pre-1965 gold and silver coins. The Virginia proposal would let the state print its own money. Meanwhile, one politician in Utah wants to cut out the middleman entirely and allow the state's resident to run their own mints. Imagine that. You would have coffeehouse porcupine money. Advocates of currency alternatives to the dollar argue that the Federal Reserve's quantitative easing techniques will lead to inflation. Texas GOP Rep. Ron Paul, who won the Conservative Political Actions Committee presidential candidate straw poll last week, has been Congress's most visible anti-Fed leader. Paul argues that the Fed devalues the dollar and proposes that the United States should gradually return to gold-backed currency. In addition to the nightmarish logistical challenges involved with a state adopting a new currency, Lowry points out that commodity-backed currencies can also experience volatility. For example, a state collects income taxes in gold, and then a big new gold mine is discovered. The metal's value would decline together with the state's revenue holdings. For now, it's probably best for the individual consumers to refrain from shifting over to sovereign state currencies, especially since none of the recently introduced currency bills stands a strong chance of passing. However, for numismatists, well, that's a hard word to pronounce, looking to make a political statement, the Ron Paul silver dollar will likely appreciate, especially since federal authorities raided the libertarian minting operation that marketed it back in 2007. What do you think about this? South Carolina money. I like it. I really do. I live in North Carolina. South Carolina's not too far away from me. So as long as it pays for barbecue, South Carolina money for the win. Thank you for allowing me to bore you, and have a great day. Bye.